I'm Craig. I have a lot of time here at the Bosque, and so I like to make music. And today I'm going to walk you through some of the things I make music with. Not that everybody can do this here at the Bosque, but maybe you can do something like it. So the fun set of instruments I have in front of me are many, and I've carried them all through my travels in Mexico, but some of them I've acquired here. You may or may not be interested in this, but I'm going to walk through all of them anyway. So this contraption that you see in the front is what I use to run my music through so I can make loops of my music. And it's totally battery powered, so I don't need to be connected to a wall. I just have this little bad boy called a Box King. And it has many 9-volt power outputs that you can power guitar pedals with. As you might be able to see, I don't only have guitars here, so I power guitar pedals, but I actually run analog instruments through them. And so yeah, this powers this guy, and I'm just going to hook it up now so you can see how relatively easy it is. That one's for that one, that one's for that one, and then we can turn it on. A couple lights that come on when you do that. That's the wrong side. Let me do that again. Okay, so you turn it on here, and you can maybe see that there's some lights showing up here. Also here I have a Zoom recorder, which is actually pretty similar to the Zoom camera that we're recording with right now. It's a stereo recorder, condenser microphones here. This is the H4, a lot of people have them. And as you can see, I just have one input coming in here, which happens to be from a Shure SM57 microphone. And that's pretty standard too. This is to transition from the standard XLR jack, which actually I could plug in directly here. But I often go a different route, so I still have this here, which I don't really need, I guess. But you can have two inputs in this guy, and he can be used as a preamp or a recorder. So sometimes I put it before this chain of pedals, and sometimes I put it after to record WAV files that I can send to friends or put up on SoundCloud, that kind of thing. So right now I'm using it as a preamp because it has a little bit of extra power to create some more volume. This one on the side is a carbon copy analog delay pedal from MXR. The delay is like that ba 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 that you hear. And I like it just because it creates extra sound. At home I have 20 different pedals hooked up to different sequences and everything, and I chose to bring this one because I could only bring so much. Everything fits in this bag. This bag is just a cool leather bag I picked up at a thrift store in Brooklyn where I used to live. What I'm working with for an amp right now is this little Bluetooth powered speaker that my dad gave me. It's from Monster, and you can use it for Bluetooth or you can use it for listening to music. You can plug it in directly. So you can hear as we turn that on, it's just chilling there. So I have to turn off my Bluetooth on my phone because otherwise it wants to connect with my Bluetooth. So what else do we have here? We have a plastic saxophone that I bought in Seattle, Washington, a long time ago. It's pretty cool. It sounds pretty good. Which is fun. We have a PVC flute that I bought in San Pancho or San Francisco in Mexico. Little store. It cost me like 1,000 pesos, which is pretty expensive for this, but I wanted to use it as a template for making other flutes, which I have sort of attempted to do, but not too much yet. This also sounds very good. that's fun. I'm primarily a saxophone player, but I play a little bit of flute too. And the flute is really portable. This is a traversal flute, I think what it would be called. It's a little bit dirty because I haven't cleaned it in a while. But this was given to me by my sister-in-law. And it's just a Yamaha student flute. But it does the trick. And it's really light and small. And you can play... So I use that in my music here. What else do I have? I have some maracas, if I feel like adding some percussion. These were given to me by my girlfriend for a Christmas present or something. These are some wood blocks. Sorry if that sound is spiking there. It seems like it might be. These are from Australia, from my childhood when I lived there. I have a penny whistle or a I don't know. This might be called a penny whistle or some kind of whistle, but and that sounds really cool with the delay, which is not on right now. Check 1 2. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Sometimes things don't work and you have to troubleshoot. That's what I'm doing right now. We'll come back to that. Check 1 2. Okay, we'll come back to that. A little harmonica. This is a Honer, which is pretty standard. It's an A. I only have one. Wish I had more. It's also a little bit plugged in here, and I don't fully know how to get that apart. This is a flute that I picked up in near Creel in northern Mexico, and it's not bad. It has a little pentatonic scale. So that can be fun sometimes. This is a piece of bamboo that I found here at the Bosque village where I'm staying, and I had some thoughts on how to do something a little bit innovative with it in terms of where the holes went and whether I could kind of do some sort of cascading sliding scale thing. Didn't work at all, but now I mostly use it as a percussive instrument. But you can also play it with great difficulty, so I'm not going to try that right now. But these are pretty easy. I just drilled that with a hand drill, and I could probably make one out of this that's much improved. That sounds pretty good, so I may do that later. This is a kind of like a dulcimer, but it looks more like a guitar. So you can see there's 4 strings on this. It's made by a company called Seagull in Canada, Quebec to be exact, and it has a very bright sound with a spruce construction and top, or maybe the neck is something else, but I know that the top is spruce. But you can also see that the frets are positioned a little bit strangely, and that's because, like a dulcimer, it actually has kind of a major scale to it. Very bright, very loud. So I was using this a lot, and then when I got here to this Bosque village place, I decided to make my own instrument, which was kind of inspired by a luthier that I stayed with couch surfing in Sinaloa. So he gave me some tuning knobs. These are the tuning knobs. And he gave me some electrical hookups like this 1/4 inch jack and this 100K volume knob. I've done all the soldering work and hooked all this up, but unfortunately the pickup that I had from him I could not get to work. So right now there's just a cable that's a little bit wrapped up in here. It's not doing much at all. What I'm doing with this is actually using the microphone in a bit of different way because I found that the vibration that this oak makes when you put the microphone directly on it sounds pretty cool. So I'll demonstrate that. So if I just use this little contraption, which I use to position the microphone, you don't hear much at all. But if I take the microphone and I put it directly onto the instrument, clearly something's not working right now because it's not making any sound. So I'm going to stop the video and start it back up when I got it going.